Ladies and gentlemen, this would be time for a lemon. Wow. Yeah. I'm not sure if the lemon helped.
I'm not sure it's legal, but somehow we got it. Welcome to Hot Ones PHHP edition, the show with hot wings and even hotter hosts. I'm Jamie Pomeranz, the biggest fool on April Fool's Day. In this take on Hot Ones, we're putting our college's finest through a test of knowledge, endurance, and spice tolerance. Today we have Lee Revere, a professor and Florida Blue endowed chair of the Department of Health Services Research, Management, and Policy. She's here to promote the minor in health administration. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. I'm somewhat scared and very excited to partake in some hot ones with you.
It's going to be great. You're going to love it. Okay, so let me ask you first, how are you with spicy stuff?
I spent 20 years in Texas, so I've got the Tex spice down, but I'm taking a look here and we'll see.
Okay, I think you can handle it. All right, are you ready to dive? We just jump right in?
I think we go for it. Let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna start off with our first wing. It's a classic hot sauce, which is over here. It's a 2 out of 10 on the hotness scale. So we're gonna go ahead and take a bite, and then you're gonna start on the left side, and then I'll ask you your question.
All right, I'm ready.
All right.
That's good.
Good, right?
Yeah, yeah, not too bad.
They're all like that.
I got it.
All right, ready for your first question?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. So why should students be interested in the health administration minor, and how does it apply to healthcare?
Excellent question. Well, if you think about our economy and where we are and what are the biggest industries, healthcare is one of the biggest industries, right? Think about finance, you think about banking, you think about education. Well, healthcare is right up there and being one of the largest industries in our country. And it's also one that we are always going to need as we get older, right? So I think health administration provides a lot of different individuals, depending on where they're going in their career, with kind of a fundamental understanding of our system, of the economics of it, and how they might fit into it, particularly if they're in the health professions or if they're even in business and want to journey on in that pathway. So I think they can do a lot with that degree.
Awesome, fantastic. Well, seems like a pretty hot topic.
Uh-huh.
Okay, all right, so you ready to move on to the next
ready.
one? Okay, so we are moving on to wing number 2. It is called Heartbeat Pineapple Habanero.
Nice.
Okay, it is a 5 out of 10, so we're moving up from a 2 to a 5. So it's gonna be a little bit hotter, but I think you're gonna enjoy this one.
Okay.
All right.
I do like pineapple, so
Yeah,
let's see.
It's pretty tasty. A little sweeter.
That is good.
Right?
I wouldn't give that a 5.
All right, so ready?
Question.
Let's
Yeah,
do
let's
this.
go.
Okay. So what skill do you think students underestimate the most when preparing for leadership roles?
Oh, interesting. So, I think sometimes people think leadership, I have people under me, people reporting to me. That's actually a little bit easier because you have a lot of influence on them. But I think leadership, particularly when you're first coming out of school, is often being in a team, being a kind of an influential leader within your group. And people underestimate how difficult it is to lead when you really don't have that carrot because you're not their boss, or that stick because you're not that boss. And so figuring out kind of the nuances of what's your style and how do you encourage people and influence people to get on board with what you're trying to achieve, because we all know, and particularly in healthcare, it takes a team. Right? So you have individual contributions, but really figuring out how you're going to pull everybody together. That's leadership, to contribute to that greater contribution. And that's some of the skills that we teach. It's actually one of the courses in the minor is public health leadership. And I think individual students get a lot out of that class and really enjoy it. And you can take it in person or online coming in the fall.
Okay,
Very
fantastic.
flexible.
Yeah, it sounds like, it's not really a one-size-fits-all approach. You got to really look at the dynamic among all the team members and figure out how to get everybody together. And so
Right.
that takes a set of skills that you can learn from taking this
Absolutely.
course.
There's different tools and techniques you can learn, but then you're going to individualize it, right? What works for you, and to come up with your own leadership style. And that carries you throughout your career. Eventually people will be reporting to you, and you're going to have a lot of lessons that you've learned from that. So
You ready to move on to the next one?
I don't know.
Okay, so
I don't think I have a choice.
Father, help! No, you have no choice. You're stuck here. I'm
okay,
sorry.
yeah.
But I think...
That's not good leadership.
This is... All right, maybe I should take the class. Will that help me?
Oh, yeah, come on.
Okay, so we're going to ramp things up. We're going to ramp up the heat with our third sauce. It's called the Volcano Roasted Habanero, which is a 6 out of 10. Now, you said the 5 felt more like a 1, so maybe this is a 6, or maybe it feels like a 2. I don't know. You'll have to see what you think.
I'm going to wait for it.
The heat starts to come. It's a little
Yeah, a little bit like a volcano, right? Where it's waiting and getting hotter and hotter. Hence the name.
Sometimes we learn from our guest hosts.
That marketing class. Okay, let's go.
You're tougher than I am.
I'm a Floridian. I just spent a lot of time there, yeah.
Okay,
Right.
gotcha.
Not, nothing against Texas, but let's go Florida, right?
Let's go Florida.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Why don't you tell me about the legacy of the Health Administration program and why you are all excited to celebrate 60 years of the program?
We are excited, and this is our 60th year. It's our 60th year for our Master's in Health Administration. And as you know, we don't have a Bachelor's of Health Administration on this campus, so we're using the minor as a way for students to get interested and engaged in health administration without having that bachelor's. But the major has been around now for 60 years. We have, I don't know what count, over 1,000 graduates. And they're doing amazing things. They're all around the country. We love engaging with our alumni and seeing what they're doing. A lot of them here in Florida. They all will often come back for classes and to engage with students. And we're bringing, interestingly enough, some into the minor courses. So actually some of our courses in our minor are actually being taught by practitioners, many of whom have graduated from our MHA.
Great.
So we're super excited, trying to get people back to Gainesville, trying to get people engaged. And we've done this marketing campaign like through the years where we put up cute pictures of classmates over the last, 5 or 6 decades. And so I think people are finding that fun and just reconnecting.
I always think it's going to be a while before it comes up, but it comes up so fast. We're on our last wing already, and this is the 4th and the hottest wing.
Okay.
So we've already talked offline, let her know how hot this was. I think most of you who watch our show know how hot this is. And thank you, folks, who
continue to tune in.
This one is called the last dab. It's a tradition to put one more dab on it. It's already soaked in that sauce, so it's already hot on its own, but it is tradition to go ahead and put a little bit extra on this one.
And since we're celebrating tradition, I suppose I have no other option. All right.
Exactly. So I've learned a lot from you just from
will do
today,
ya.
so I will lead us in this. Thank you. And we'll try a little dab.
Example.
It
All
comes
right.
out very fast.
I
They
did
don't
see that on
put
your
the
other show. So
stopper on it. I'm going to do a very little tiny dab. Don't cheat. Put it right on the.
I
You
just
got
was
it.
going to dip.
No, I'm going to lead. You taught me how to be a leader today.
Okay. This isn't exactly how I
When do
anticipated
you get to do this, right?
you to use your. Well,
People that
that is
see-
way too
see
much.
this.
That is not looking
Not
good for the
that
home
bad.
team.
It's not that bad. I'm going to do you a favor.
Oh, are you going to help me
I'm
out?
going to get a little off.
I
in
have
there.
a quarter size
So,
of
I'm gonna get-
XXX.
There, I almost wiped it all off, so now you just got the remnant.
He just
of it.
smeared it around to make sure I got it for the record. Just saying.
One, two, three. Did you
It
get
catches up to you. I did get it. Mm-hmm. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, this would be time for a lemon. Whew.
I've never done this before with a lemon. I'm going to try it too.
Can't hurt, right?
Anything that helps this horrific pain.
Wow. Yeah. I'm not sure if the lemon helped.
I'm not sure it's legal, but somehow we got it. But anyway, we are going to go on to our question. This is the
Nice.
This is what makes it fun.
Okay.
Trying to ask and answer a question while our mouth is on fire. Here we go. The good news is it will go away. Okay, so
Sure.
I feel like the lemon made it worse.
I'm not so sure. I don't know. I'm not drinking the milk. I may
Okay.
break down.
All right. If a student is watching this, okay,
Don't eat
and
the
is
hot wing.
considering a career in healthcare leadership,
Yes.
what's one, just one, piece of advice you would give them? Just one. You can think about it for a second.
Don't get on the Hot Wings show with Jamie. I think
I'm
it's.
tearing. I'm tearing up. Sorry.
I have a little extra saliva going on right now, guys. Sorry. I think it's really important that students interested in healthcare leadership really know what they're getting into. So I think talking to faculty in our program, reaching out through us, talking to some alum that are in the program, but really trying to see like, what are your different options? Because as I mentioned, there's a lot of different career paths you could go, right? A lot of different directions. And some of them are going to require different demands on your time, your education, maybe family time, commitments, things like that. And so I think it's interesting and important that if you think you want to go be a CEO of a hospital, that you know what you're getting into versus if you want to go do research for an insurance company or if you want to go run an underserved clinic, like you really need to kind of know what you're getting into, because I feel like sometimes students go through programs and then they get out thinking they want one thing and they haven't really experienced it.
Kaboom. Rest in peace, my granny, she got hit by a bazooka. Yeah.
Okay, well, we made it through.
We did, but I think I have to have another lemon.
So
Another
now
one real quick.
there's really, the only thing left to do now is roll out the red carpet for you, okay?
Okay.
So this camera, and this camera, why don't you let the people know what you've got going on in your life?
Okay, as soon as my mouth settles down, I'm super excited. I'll tell you guys, I'm going on vacation next week. I'm going down to Cancun to do a little tennis camp with some of the ladies. I'm an avid tennis player, as you know, so I enjoy getting out and doing that. But in our program, actually, not only am I super excited about our HA minor, but I'm also excited that we are getting ready to roll out a weekend MHA program, which will be a hybrid, partly online, some on campus courses, and that'll be new for us.
Fantastic.
So we're expanding.
Well, thank you, Dr. Revere, for being on our show, and I want to thank you folks at home who are watching, because like I said before, we couldn't do this without you. Thanks for being such great fans.
Well done.